Just the other week, we were invited to interview the Irish rider Eddie Dunbar. He's a former Junior Tour of Wales winner, and you know how much stock I personally put into riders that have won that race. And Lena had a great chat with him, so sit back as we are in the wheels with Eddie Dunbar.
Thank you for joining us on In the Wheels. Eddie Dunbar here today. How are you doing?
Yeah, all good. Thanks. Just here at training camp. So, yeah, getting ready for the season and looking forward to getting started.
And what will your race schedule be looking this season?
So, I start racing at AlUla Tour. So, obviously, big race for the team, one of the main sponsors. So, it's important to go there and put in a performance. And then after that, I do Tirreno, Basque, Alps, Dauphiné, and then the Tour de France. So, it'll be my first Tour de France. So, it's going to be nice to go there and get that experience as well.
So I think that makes my next question rather moot what your big goals for the season are. I guess Tour de France GC.
Yeah, so I think I'll go there with the. I'll go there and help Ben, and we have him there for GC, and obviously, yeah, he's had a super year last year, so he's going to go all in there and get ready for that. And I'll go there to support him, which is a nice way to go into my first Tour de France, and then hopefully get an opportunity to go for a stage as well at some point. That'll be quite nice. But yeah, as I said, we have a good team going there. Ben was second in the Vuelta last year, so hopefully, yeah, we can go there and get on the podium with Ben.
Do you like stage wins more or overall GC races, be it in smaller races or in bigger ones? Which is more to your taste?
I just like the challenge of the GC races, um, especially in the Grand Tours. I think them 3 week races really do suit the type of rider I am. I always seem to get better as a race goes on, and also on some of the week long stage races as well. So yeah, there. I think stage racing there's still a bit of untapped potential. I always say, but yeah, them stage wins are nice too, as I learned in the Volta.
Yeah, your talent was, I think, rather obvious to the keen eye from an early age. I think you won in 2013 or 14 the Tour of Wales. It's like one of those junior races, I think, where you can really catch a younger rider emerging a bit. And I think in U23 you were also quite well with the London victory. And then you transitioned to pro. Like, how difficult is the jump from the junior races and U23 to the pro races, and how much time does a rider need to acclimatize to pro racing?
I think yeah, back then when I was doing it, I think back then it's like 7 or 8 years ago now, but yeah, I think it was more of like a nicer process, as in you used to go to be junior, you used to get scouted, or someone would catch your results or something. Like you said in the Junior Tour Wales, that was an important race that I won when I was junior. And then yeah, just the whole progression up, just with the national team doing Nations Cups, with Axel's team, the development team. We got to do some really cool races there, and at under 23 level as well. So that was really nice. Versus now, I think guys just they turn 18 and then they're in the world tour, so they don't really get the experience of actually racing guys your own age and just that development phase, which is I think is really important. A lot of them now would probably disagree, but yeah, as I said, I think that's really important for just a rider's development, just to learn different skills, and just learn how to race a little bit in them races. Because yeah, sometimes if you just make a jump straight up to world tour, you can be strong, you can be a really good bike rider as we've seen, but um, maybe tactically and your race awareness isn't super, you know. But yeah, as I said, the transition I had was really smooth. I had a really nice build up into the world tour, and when I got there, I felt like I was ready to compete, which is always a nice feeling.
Do you think younger riders are nowadays maybe pushed a bit too fast?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, just from seeing some of them in the peloton as well. I mean, they're super strong. They're super talented, just without question. But I just wonder sometimes, should it be like a mandatory thing where they do like a year or two at under 23 level, just to, they can still sign their World Tour contract or whatever, but just to get a feeling of um, not being under pressure, not trying to be the next superstar, just get a feeling of being a bike racer and just going through a development thing where you're like, oh, I guess today I can go and race and be myself. I don't have to worry, um, or just or just go and try and win, and just learn how to win. But as I said, some guys are young and they've come in, they've won straight away, so they probably wouldn't agree. But that'd be my view on it.
And you changed teams 2 years ago. Is there a big difference between pro teams, like in the culture, how training goes, or is nowadays teams are so, mm, how to tell, how such a smooth training approach that there isn't a big difference?
No, like obviously when I went to Sky or Neos, the training was much different than I'd experienced. It was obviously everything was just focused around your training, like most cyclists have that anyway. But it's just like it was very specific training, very specific way of racing. Versus here with Jayco, it's very. I said it yesterday. I think to someone, it's very much like an open book, more or less. I mean, if you're a rider that can win bike races, you're allowed to go and win bike races the way you know how to win bike races. It's not like, right, you have to do it this way. This is the way we do it. Um, there's no other way to do it. Versus Jayco, it's just like, right, if you're good at climbing, then you go and try and win a climbing stage, or if you're good at sprinting, we're going to help you in a sprint. But yeah, it's just different approaches. But I think every team has different approaches. Every team has different regimes in the team and different rules you have to follow. Just different models on the team as well. And as I said, I think Jayco just suited a bit more the type of rider I was, and I just kind of found my feet a bit here and just start to race a bit more and enjoy it.
Would you agree with that you have a bit more individual freedom to express yourself as a rider at Jayco?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, as I said, it's like in the Neos, you were if you were good, you really got to race and express yourself or whatever. But with Jayco, I really found that I could just it was much easier to get to that point and be able to do that. And that's a nice feeling as well. As I said, just going into a race and being like, right, I can race here and I don't have to worry about um, does it suit the rest or like it's right. No, we're all allowed to go. We all have an opportunity and we all have equal chance to do well, and that's what I like.
How do you deal with personal setbacks? You had really ill luck the last 2 seasons, early seasons, with injuries and falls. That must be quite difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I've had a few of them over the last few years, so I kind of, I've learned how to deal with it pretty well. And like last year was pretty bad at the start of the year. A lot of setbacks in terms of crashes and sickness. Just couldn't, and I couldn't get any consistency whatsoever. But it goes through your head sometimes, like, why am I doing this, or do I still want to do this? But yeah, you just kind of get on with it then, and you just kind of get back on the bike and you just start building up slowly. And that's what I did last year, and thankfully I went to the Vuelta, and then all of a sudden it ticks into place, and without even thinking it's going to, which is it's a strange feeling as well. But over time, it's probably a good thing the way you get to, if something does happen, you know how to deal with it. Because I said it's not a bad trait to have because stuff does go wrong, stuff is going to go wrong, and when you know how to deal with it, not just in cycling, in personal life as well, if stuff does go wrong, you're a bit stronger when that stuff does happen, and you just learn to deal with it and get over it and move on.
Do you have any of like hobbies, activities, or rituals to deal with such difficult situations? Like go to a place where you always can calm down or something else?
No, I normally just, if something like that happens, I always just try to head back home to Ireland, just where I have friends and family there as well, or I'd go away for a few days with my girlfriend somewhere just to get away from cycling and just chill out and do something different. Then I always find like after a few days of doing something like that, that you kind of start to want to get back on the bike. You start to feel a little bit better, but it's just you just need to get away from it. And then, as I said, if you get to a point where you start to miss it, that's a good sign. But if you get to a point where you don't miss it, then that's when you have to start asking yourself questions.
Okay, I think we will have to wrap up soon, but suggestions on your favorite place in Ireland to buy and also just to hang out.
Oh, okay. Yeah, to train, I'm going to be biased. I'm going to say around the roads where I am at the moment. I think, yeah, I grew up training in roads of Cork, North Cork specifically, around like Bantir and Kenturk. It's very similar to like the Ardennes region in Belgium. Super training roads, no traffic, just the weather lets it down a bit. But yeah, we have some really scenic routes. Then you can go back into Clarny, where the national park in Ireland is, and yeah, there's some beautiful scenery back there. Some of the best in Europe, I think. So I'm pretty lucky. So that's what I would say in Ireland. And then to hang out, again, I'd say yeah, Cork City. Everyone will laugh at it. I'm biased, but yeah, Cork City or back in Clarny. Clarny's a beautiful place again to spend a day, or back in somewhere like Dingle, properly on the west coast of Ireland. It's like an hour and a half from us, and yeah, that's a super place to go as well and properly chill out and experience Ireland.
Then thank you so much for this interview and good luck in the Two Down Under and also for your whole season. Ciao.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that as much as we did being involved. If you enjoyed this, do please check out some of our other interviews, such as with Irish riders Roisin Lally and Esther Wong, as well as Jayco AlUla teammates Bob Donaldson and Paul Double. And until next time, cheerio.